Okay, everyone, it's been quite a while now. For my subscribers to the channel, you may have noticed, or maybe not at all noticed, that it's been quite a while since I've made a video. You know, life happens. You have a kid, and then, you end up with a pile of stuff to fix that never goes away, and, I'm enjoying that, but I figured this is something that I might be able to record a video of and share with all of you. So this is an old car battery charger made by Schumacher Electric Corporation, located in Chicago, Illinois. Now, I don't see a date anywhere on this, but I believe it's at least probably prior to the 1980s. Or maybe in the 1980s. At least that's the appearance that it has. You can probably zoom in here a little bit. Yeah, there you go. And then there's the product number. Very nice thing. This is my grandfather's. He gave this to me quite a while ago. I don't know how often he used it. He may have picked it up at a garage sale. He was very keen to do such things. So yeah, there we go. Model number SE-86, and it's a 6 amp charger with both 6 volt and 12 volt modes. So this works. It works great. It's one of my most reliable accessories when it comes to dealing with automotive electrical systems. Like if you need to charge the battery, this is the one. However, on the back here, we've got these old wiring connections, and this one's fine because I repaired this once already years ago. However, this is the problem. Let me see if I can focus this here. Yeah, there we go. So this is a problem. Now this is on the output side. This is what goes out to the nice alligator clips here. These are great. I mean, they're a little old, and they were definitely tarnished, but they function just fine. This is a problem. Oh, that looks terrible. There we go. This will cause problems. If I let it go any much further than this, we're going to have shorts and sparking, arcing, probably, maybe even fire. I don't know. But definitely not good. I saw this and I figured, well, now's the time to fix it. So I've been in here once before, but it's been a while, quite a long time, and so I'm just gonna rip into it at this point. Just zoom this out here, and we'll just go right in now. You can see we've got the standard Phillips screws, some on either side. And I apologize if this isn't focusing right. I'm just recording this on my new iPhone. I haven't figured out all the controls on that yet. It seems to do pretty good, but it's new to me, so we'll just wing it. All right, so I've got my tool set over here. Let's just pop this open and get started. And I got a magnet parts tray here. Throw that in there. All right. Now, it's been, again, a long time since I made any videos for this channel. I think part of that was probably because of the way back when there were changes to the way that creators were paid for, or even made eligible to be paid for their views on their videos. And, I was kind of meh, I wasn't making anything really off the channel anyway, and it was just for fun. But at that point, if in order to gain viewership, I had to really try really a lot harder than I had time to do, because I have a day job and I have a kid now, so, it's whatever. But, I figured let's let's revisit the channel. Let's see if we can get more people to engage in my videos. And oh, this is dirty. And if you want to see more stuff like this where I'm tearing down old or new or broken stuff and then just kind of talking about it, we're looking at it together, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It would help me. I mean, I'm not making anything off of this channel right now, but the more people who do, I suppose there's a slight chance for me to make some money on the side here, which is always welcome. We got leaves, we got cobwebs, you know. All right, so these have given me grief in the past. Yeah, these connectors, they're like strain relief connectors, basically slip. They're really gripped down there, and you can see my last repair, which it would focus. You can see that I repaired this once before, and then in an attempt to keep it from happening again, I put some heat shrink on here, which clearly didn't stick. Battery charger 1 point, me 0 points. It lasted for a little while, but didn't go much further than that. Now this has the original connectors on the outputs right here and here. So I must not have actually moved the cable at all, shortened the cable, and then remade these connections the last time I was in here, which, shame on me, I guess. That probably would have made it last a little longer. The rest of this cable is fine. Like, I've flexed it, and I'm not getting any cracks or anything. I think it was just on that really high tension spot, like not high tension, sorry, high flexing spot, like right at the back of the charger. Like, this is, if you're going to coil up those wires at the end of every time you're done using it, and then what I like to do is on the lid here, I would like to essentially coil up the wires and put them under here to keep them all bundled together, and it's really nice. But I guess maybe that's introducing some stress on this. This is a stress point for sure. And yeah, in order to fix this properly, I'm going to have to cut off the ends here that are already here, and crimp on some new ends, and I have some bits and pieces to do that. However, not realizing that's what I needed. Those are not with me right now, so I might have to hold off on this for a minute while I go grab those replacement pieces. Just give me a second. All right, I'm back. So last time I did this, I looked at this a little closer. Last time I had this open, I actually repaired this wire, which was the AC input, mains voltage. And you can see I actually did what I'm going to do now. I cut these apart. I soldered the break in the wire back together, and I left the original ends connected to, well, all the original connectors. And for mains, because they were all soldered in various different places, like you have one on the little gauge here, or actually, sorry, that's the switch. Have it on the switch here. I had another one on a terminal over here that goes also to the switch. All of these were I just figured, you know, I'll just leave those alone. I'll just repair the actual broken bit, and that worked fine. Sorry, I keep getting out of frame here. And that worked fine, no problems after that. But clearly, when I attempted to temporarily, I guess, fix this, it was not successful. I remember having a really tough time getting this thing to let me do anything with this wire. It's extremely tight, but we're gonna try and struggle with it again here and see if we can get it to let go enough for us to prop this up. Let go for enough for us to actually move this wire anywhere else. You have to squeeze these, and this is, I remember being the problem. You have to squeeze this and pop it through the back of the case here, and I couldn't get it to go for some reason. Well, it looks like maybe this time either I'm stronger or I'm smarter, because it looks like it's going now. Yeah, maybe not. There, that's that side. Gotta really clamp down on it to get it to go. The bottom is the trouble now. There we go. Okay, so that was successful. Excellent. So we got this to come out now. That's going to make the rest of this incredibly easy. Essentially, all I have to do is snip this off. So we have essentially new wires to work with, and crimp on new ends to this. I love working on old stuff like this. This is, I mean, you know, you've heard it a million times. They don't make stuff like they used to. This was made so simply, and maybe it doesn't have a lot of the modern features that they have now where, you know, yeah, look how bad that is. I'll zoom in here. That's pretty, I'm surprised I didn't get any shorts when I was using this last time, but it didn't cause me any troubles. However, I certainly noticed it and I stopped. So we'll pry this open. All right, and then you can see this is what it does to the inside, or not inside, the wire once you crimp it down as a strain relief. So, and then it basically pops into the hole in the back here, and yeah, so you know, so it just holds everything super securely, so securely in fact that it becomes a stress point and the wire breaks. So okay, well, let's go ahead and snip this off, and we can, there must be some kind of law around that where exactly the moment that people might be most interested in, you're going to receive a phone call. So I already snipped this off and received a phone call right as the pliers were going through there. So yeah, that's no good to us anymore. So we've got this this wire here now separate. I kind of peeled it apart a little bit. We're going to need to do that more. But for now, I just wanted to hold there until I could get this thing recording again. So here we are. Now I've got this fancy thing that I love using this tool. This is old. I you know, 1980s, 1970s. It is a Hulb Industries from Sycamore, Illinois, USA. High-speed wire stripper, and it's branded as the Speedex Trigomatic. I love this thing. This thing is great for working with quickly stripping wires like this. So we'll put it in the right one here. I shouldn't need to go too far with these. That might be a bit much. We'll see. Yeah, that looks good. So we'll do that there, and you can see how quick and easy that was to strip that and move on to. I know this is nothing new, but there's similar stuff out there today from all kinds of different brands. But to me, using this old sturdy metal tool to do this with a nice solid click and a big old spring on the bottom, it just feels right. So anyway, that's that. Now we've got some nice fresh ends on this to work with. I have our little ends here as well. Just checking the gauge is correct for this. I believe it is. Pop this in here. I'm gonna try and twist this in here so that I have the insulation kind of inside this plastic. And make sure that, yeah, we can see the copper coming out there. I think that's good. Now I have these crimpers. They are not fancy at all. Now we'll use this here. Get this crimped in the right spot. All right, that's that. Straighten it out, tug on it a little bit. Yep, that is good. So, and we'll do the same thing. Oh, can these fit through here? Yes, almost. I've made this mistake before where you put something on the end of a wire and uh-oh, now you need to thread it through something and it doesn't fit anymore. So almost made that mistake again, but this time just the world was working in my favor, I guess. So all right, that's good. Wire is visible there. Okay. And okay. Tug. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Always check that. I've had far too many crimp style connections come loose. Just they aren't so like these when they're crimped properly. And like, I don't really like these ones with the insulation on them, if I'm honest. I can't visualize and see that they're crimped properly as well as I can the metal ones. But if they're crimped properly, they provide a decent and strong connection. But it's too easy to mess that up. If you don't crimp it hard enough, or if you crimp it at the wrong spot, you'll end up with connectors that will wiggle free and the wires will pop out. Ask me how I know. I used to, foolishly use connectors like this and automotive wiring when I was doing an engine swap, and it didn't result in very reliable connections for certain things. Lesson learned. For most of that kind of stuff where I'm splicing wiring harnesses together, I tend to use solder and waterproof or water resistant, at the very least, heat shrink tubing to make those connections. And jury's out on really which one is actually better, but my own peace of mind is kind of happier when I know that it's been soldered and crimped. But anyway, that's done. Let's thread this through. We'll get some length to this. And I kind of just put this on here. I'm not going to do that part until I have this all, I know what length of wire I need to do this to. So now, okay, I actually have to pause this and look back at my video to remind myself which one went where, so that we have the correct positive and negative ends of these things figured out. So be right back. All right, that didn't take very long. All right, so we have the red one will go up to this plate back here on the back. Pop that in place there, and then the black one will go up to the gauge over here. We'll route this, I guess, under this wire, I believe, just to make it a little cleaner of a path. All right. And that is essentially repaired. Like, I could plug this in right now and it would functionally charge a car battery just fine. But of course we have this strain relief to figure out, don't we? So I'll put this down here. Now, this is going to be difficult to do because it wants to bend that wire in precisely the correct. I'll bring this closer here. Maybe it will autofocus. Nope. Yeah, so just like we saw on the old wire, you can see that's a pretty intense bend that happens there. In fact, so intense that I'm surprised it actually survives that okay. So yeah, that's what has to happen now. I mean, I could try and kind of prepare the wire to do that myself, but it might just be better to crimp it with the pliers and force that to happen, and then be able to click it in there. I think I can do that. Sorry if this goes out of frame, but I'll have my hands full when I do this. So all right, where's these big electricians? pliers. I'll have to crimp down on this pretty hard, I think, in order to make this happen. Yeah, it's fighting me a little. What I don't want to do is actually cause this to break the wire. All right, I think I've got that kind of ready to go in there now. I'll have to crimp it as I'm actually popping it into there. That's gonna be fun. I'll have to use 2 pairs of pliers to do this. Oh, there it goes. There. And that's done. So we just got to put the top back on now. I'm not going to clean it out. It looks, you know, gross in there, but it's functional still. I'm just going to leave it as its own vintage self, and I'm not going to restore it or go nuts cleaning it or anything. I like the kind of patina, if you will, that it has on it still. Little bumps and nicks, and the paint is a little bit rusty here and there. You know, it just shows, it shows the character. Excuse me. It shows the character and the history of what this has been through. I'm happy with that. I am impressed by all the restoration videos of this kind of stuff that you see, you know, on YouTube and elsewhere. But for me, I like to see the original. It tells a better story. When you restore something like that, it kind of erases that story or starts it new again. If that's your thing, by all means. This one. If that's a date code, that would be September of 1979. I mean, and that could very well be. It certainly feels like it has that vintage of charm to it. Yeah, so there we are. Just trying to think if I have a little battery here to test it out with. I believe I do. One moment. All right, this is my 5th generation Mark V Volkswagen Rabbit, and it's been sitting out here for a little while, not quite being fully utilized, and that means the battery is not quite fully charged. So we got a good chance to prove that this charger is now working. So we've got our alligator, or our clips on the battery here. Now let's plug this guy in here. Here we are. There we are. And we're charging. We're back in action. without the concern for a whole bunch of sparks and shorts to go on. Yep, so we'll let that charge up. Job done. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed me babbling about random things while I simply put some new crimps, new connectors on some wires, it seems like a fairly simple repair. If you enjoyed that kind of stuff, and you want to see more, let me know by subscribing to the channel. I mean, the more subscribers I have, the more likely I am to be interested in making more videos for you to watch. So please go ahead and let me know. Give it a like, comment if you find that I've made a mistake somewhere or something I've said is not to your understanding. Happy to hear from you and comment on it, start a discussion. So take care.